Welcome back to UKGN Network. I'm Zoidberg, and this is the countdown of our favourite games from November 2015. With the days being rainy and miserable, and the nights being long and cold, these are the games that we've been filling our time with over the last 30 days. It seems like there have been fewer big releases to play this year, with many of the games slipping into 2016, but this has given some indie games their chance to shine. As always, only new UK releases make up this top 5. Games which were available earlier in the year on other consoles were not considered, along with HD remakes or early access titles.
Number 5.
A platform game based around words and letters may sound like the stuff of nightmares, but rather than feel like you're back at school, Typo actually has a lot more in common with games like Limbo and Never Alone, assuming that they'd swallowed a set of Scrabble, that is. It's an excellent platformer, which eases you in with simple teasers before ramping up the difficulty on later levels. None of the puzzles are especially difficult though, but many of them will have you slapping your forehead in recognition when you finally discover the solution. You won't need a pen and paper to work out the anagrams either, as it makes excellent use of the Wii U gamepad, allowing you to rearrange the letters quickly, which is something that you'll need on later levels. You can also use it to access hints at the touch of a button, if you are feeling truly stumped. It's definitely one of the best indie games we've played this year.
Number 4.
The third part of the Starcraft 2 trilogy picks up exactly where Heart of the Swarm left off, offering a handful of new units to play with and a Protoss-centric campaign. It's more of the same fantastic strategy gaming that Blizzard are known for, and if the campaign is ultimately a little disappointing, it's only because of the high standard we expect from the Starcraft series. Even though the end of a trilogy isn't the best place to start, it's also a surprisingly forgiving and accessible game for newcomers, thanks to its simple controls and the optional tutorial. Whether you were just here for the single-player campaign, playing the co-op missions with friends, or going to try your luck at the world of competitive multiplayer, this is easily the most enjoyable RTS that money can buy.
Selendis, the conduit is ours. Warp down reinforcements.
As you command.
2 warp conduits remain.
Number 3.
Not since I first sat down to play the Atari arcade game back in the 80s has a Star Wars game seemed so authentic. DICE have managed to recreate the look and sound of the movies so perfectly that it's impossible to play this without grinning from ear to ear. Although multiplayer is the main thrust of the game, there's actually a surprising amount of single-player content here too. Much more in fact than there was in the 2 Battlefront games from a decade ago. I'd played for well over 6 hours before I'd even tried to venture online, thoroughly enjoying my time racing speeder bikes through the forest of Endor and fending off waves of stormtroopers on the volcanic planet of Solust. Even better is the fact that all of these modes can be played in 2-player split screen. As for online, it's every bit as good as you'd expect from the makers of Battlefield, and Walker Assault in particular is a highlight.
Number 2.
When the reboot of Tomb Raider arrived, it exceeded our expectations so much that we ended up voting it number 2 in our games of 2013. Like all good sequels, Rise of the Tomb Raider keeps the majority of the gameplay the same, while adding improvements to almost everything. It features few surprises in terms of plot, but the performances and character animation more than make up for it. There are also a number of memorable action sequences throughout, and better still, they're all playable. This time, there's no tacked on multiplayer either, and that has allowed Crystal Dynamics the time to concentrate on making the best single-player game possible, and they've delivered. In addition to the 10-hour campaign, with its hidden tombs and collectibles to find, there are score challenges and leaderboards to perfect your skills even further. Forget about it being an Xbox exclusive for 1 minute, and just enjoy one of the best games of the year.
Number 1.
Make every shot count.
Go into any workplace at the moment and the chances are that the main topic of discussion this month has been what I did in Fallout last night. Such is the impact Fallout 4 has made. It's down to the fact that, just like Skyrim before it, everybody's experience of the wasteland is different. One person may spend their time building and fortifying their home with the excellent new crafting section, while the next person will be exploring as much of the vast map as possible. There is no right or wrong way to play this game, and that's what makes it so brilliant. This is one of those open worlds where you'll easily get distracted from the task at hand and suddenly find that you've spent hours doing a couple of side quests. As somebody who didn't enjoy Fallout 3, this is also a much easier game to get into than the previous titles in the series, with a fantastic opening half hour that sucks you into the world and doesn't let go. So that's our top 5 games of November 2015. Did you agree with our choices? Let us know in the comments or on our Facebook page. We'll be back next month with our roundup of the best games from December, as well as a look back at the games of the year. Will anything be released that will stop UKGN Pad playing Gems of War? Tune in to find out. Thanks for watching.